So Dan Mullen took over, and he's upgraded the program step by step, year by year. This would be the first time, correct me if I'm wrong, that this game did not mean the SEC Eastern Division lead control of the division.
Yeah, and you bringing that up, I believe it's the first time it's not a top 10 matchup since Dan Mullen's been head coach of Florida, if I'm thinking correctly here. And this is also the first time in program history Florida's facing the number one team twice in the season. Alabama earlier this season and Georgia coming up this Saturday. So playing two number one, that's as far as AP right now. So that's the stipulation there, but still, hold some weight there going against Alabama earlier in the season, Georgia now. SEC East, mathematically you're still in it, of course, but we know, this is not for the SEC East like it has been, Mark, the last few years, like you said. Florida, a little bit, probably should be in a little bit of desperation mode, should be playing for pride here, not necessarily playing for much more than that. So still a rivalry game. You're still playing the number one team in the country. No matter if it was Georgia or not, you get up for playing the number one team in the country. It just happens to be your biggest rival at the same time this year. So, playing for pride, playing a little bit of spoiler here for Florida. It's kind of the storyline of this game for the Gators. So we'll have to, rally the troops, play the best team in the country, best defense in the country. And, of course, Mark, I was talking on Twitter, social media this morning, of course, talking about the Florida quarterback situation, but Georgia's kind of got one of their own. You could see four quarterbacks in this game between the two teams here.
If I remember right, we might have seen at least three quarterbacks last year, maybe four. I don't remember exactly. But Stetson Bennett, that was pretty much his game start to finish.
Yeah, Trask, Emory, I believe, did get some play last year, and then Stetson Bennett, and then DeJuan Mathis.
DeJuan Mathis may have come in, and
he did.
Yeah.
So you did see four last year as well.
Florida, Georgia, David Waters Gators breakdown.
Yeah, four quarterbacks taking meaningful snaps here.
Yes. Yeah. For sure. So it's Florida at 4-3, could come out of this at 4-4. Wow.
Yep.
Georgia, of course, 7-0. You mentioned Georgia's the number one team in the country, and I don't remember a time that we hit the halfway point in the season and there was a team that there was really no debate. They're the best team in the country, and nobody's really debating it. Not that people aren't saying, okay, Alabama on the right game will obviously get its shot in college football playoff. Couple teams out there maybe, but man, this defense, I think we really got certainly on from opening night against Clemson, and the Clemson offense has been nothing close to what it's been in the past, of course, but still you hold a team to 3 points. And then the Arkansas game that was really the one that woke me up to, man, this defense just doesn't even let offenses get the play started. Like they wreck half the plays before they get started. How do you look at that matchup in regards to Florida's offensive line handling that front four and front seven? And if there are any matchup opportunities, advantages that you see for the Gators?
Yeah, Mark, that is what this game will be about. I do think Dan Mullen can probably scheme up something. I don't know if his offensive line will give him a chance to. I think that's where I'm probably leaning with this, just because of how dominant that Georgia that defensive line is, those linebackers, that front. However they want to line up, they're multiple. They'll go front six, they'll go front seven. They'll mix it up a bit. They don't have to blitz a whole lot just because of how dominant they are up front. And I'm interested because I do believe Anthony Richardson will get some playing time. Maybe even start, maybe a whole lot more playing time this week, more so than he has so far this season. And teams have come at him with some pressure so far in the last couple of weeks. I asked Dan Mullen about that, Anthony Richardson, and how defenses are playing him, because he tests the ball down the field. He opens up this Florida offense, and it's not even comparable as far as when you start looking at the numbers of how more explosive this offense is with Anthony Richardson compared to Emory Jones. But in order for it to be explosive, he's going to have time to throw. And that's going to come down to this Gator offensive line trying to block this Georgia defensive front. And that is the biggest matchup question here. Florida can hold serve up front. And it's not going to be consistent, but can you hit the explosive play? I think that's where how many explosives can Florida hit? You're not going to – Florida's got a ton of 10, 11, 12 play drives this year. You're not doing that. You're not driving 10, 11 plays, 75 yards against this Georgia defense. It's not going to happen. You're going to have to hit your explosive plays. That lends itself to Anthony Richardson playing more, hitting Jacob Copeland down the field, hitting these receivers down the field, but it starts up front. If you can't have the time to throw, if you can't have the time for the explosive to develop, I'm not so sure Florida's going to be able to hit them. So that is the biggest matchup question right here, Mark, is no matter who's quarterback, those front five for Florida's got to block that front for Georgia.